This is the first public demo day from the Localhost Discord. We do these every couple of weeks to showcase our projects and hold each other accountable. Demo day is open to the public, so if you want, you can join our Discord to participate, discuss tech, get help with anything tech related such as code reviews, project feedback, and CV reviews. In this demo day, Sadok gives his final demo for the online game Shredle, which he's just completed, and discusses the start of building an online presence. Hash discusses his new browser and shows his new project which utilizes APIs and using fetch and things that he'd learned with JavaScript and TypeScript. And then I show a before and after of my personal website redesign, as well as some other side projects I've been working on, such as a website for generating Ghibli studio style images. To join the next demo day, join our Discord, and the link for that is in the description.
I worked on Shredle. Now, I wanted to put Shredle to bed because I'm over it now. So, let me put it in incognito so you can actually see. Oh, not my dashboard. You don't know about that. You don't know that exists. So, in an incognito, you can see I've now changed the nav bar, the header. Before I had like an emoji for rules. I've made this all nice and clean because now we've got new routes. We have one for leaderboards and one for this new game mode called Streak Mode. It's a really nice new animation that entices you to click it, and then once you've clicked it, that new will go away.
Lovely.
And then a dark mode and light mode. Now, I'll be completely honest with you, most of this was vibe coded because I was so sick of this project that I just want to move on to the next project. So I kind of just wanted to pump this out. So I got this done in like 2-3 days, and the best, in my opinion, one of the best use cases for vibe coding was this dark mode, light mode, because I would have had to manually go through all my old components that's working with this, and then added a, literally just dark, and then, go through that manually. And so this was a good use case where I'm like, the technical skills that I am not learning from this is worth the efficiency of me getting a dark mode. Like, I wasn't going to learn anything new from implementing dark mode. It was literally just manual labor of going through every single component, adding dark, and then just adding this this icon to switch the theme.
Maybe show that code just so people get an understanding of what you mean by that. I don't know if Hash has done dark mode in Tailwind before, or have you?
Not, no.
Okay.
No, never tried it.
Cool. So yeah, I did invest in Cursor, and I will talk about my experiences with that in a second. If I just do a search for dark, it is literally just, so in Tailwind, like when you let's say you're adding a background, you'll do like BG orange 100, and then when you preface with dark and then you add a background, if the theme is set to dark, it will no longer use this background. It will use the styling that's followed with whatever's prefaced with dark. So it will now use that background. So you can see initially we've got the orange background, and once the theme is set to dark, it's now going to be this BG Grey 950. And then we will use, I think it's use theme, and this is from Next. Essentially, we just call this use theme hook, and we've got this toggle button here, and if the theme is dark, we've got this the icon sun, and then if not, then the icon is a moon. Now, also, I don't know if you'll notice, if I refresh it, you can see how it flashes in. And that's because it captures the theme on the client side, so it actually the client side needs to load in and check what theme we need to set this to. So that's why the icon will flash initially. So again, this was like a learning process because most of the stuff is all on the client side. I need to actually, for the next project, do as much stuff on the server as possible on the server side and get a way more performant app, because to be honest with you, like even just this loading in, it could just be way more performant. And you can even see if I just run Lighthouse now, the performance of this site actually sucks because again, there's so much client side logic that I could have just moved, or I could even now just refactor and do a lot of server side rendering, but I don't think it's worth it to waste all that time on this project. I'd rather for the next project just do way more performance stuff from the get-go, and yeah, that'll be a good experience for the next one. And then stuff like server actions and stuff like that I'll work on. But yeah, that's Shredle. We've got now, so we've got just a redesign. I changed, before it said like lives : and then the number lives, I changed that to hearts. So we've still got our daily game mode that we can play. This has got way more calories, this has got lower calories, and then now we've got a daily score, which we're all used to as regular Shredle players.
We're daily avid gamers, bro. We know this game inside out.
And then we got this new game called Streak, and you can imagine it's just an infinite streak mode. So yeah, you can just keep playing. Oh, okay, I got cooked. And then now we've got this new leaderboard, so it will load the leaderboards in here, and you can get like a sneak peek of who's in first, second, and third. And then you can actually view the full leaderboards. It will take you to this page, this leaderboards, and it will show you all the people who've made the score. Unfortunately, since I made this change, only I have played streak mode.
I'm on it right now, bro. I'm gonna play
I'm
one
on it
game.
right now, bro.
Thanks, guys. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I really want to put this project to bed. I had fun making it, and it was a really good learning experience. But I think now I'd rather spend my time and energy learning on a new project, so I can learn new things whilst I actually have something to show for it. I'd rather actually build more. So yeah, and then in mobile, I've
submitted my score, by the way. Let's see if I'm on the leaderboard.
We'll have a look. We'll have a look at that. Mobile is a open like a hamburger menu, and this is what we ended up making. It doesn't look that nice, but whatever. So we will see the leaderboard. We've now got Zaini. Nice one. Oh, Hash with the 6.
Okay, Hash, why'd you have to stun on me, bro? That's kind of tough, but...
My fault.
And then now here you can see the top 3 showing up in this endgame card.
Really cool.
So yeah, that's essentially it. It's the same old pages and dark mode. And then yeah, that's Shredle. I want to put the project to bed, and hopefully before the next demo day, I at least have some form of MVP for a new project that I want to work on. Not quite sure what I want to do, but...
Do you mind checking the leaderboard again, by any chance?
Okay,
Nice. Alright, so I got hacked.
So yeah, there's a little trick we can do, but it's pretty tricky to fix. Like, what were your ideas for fixing this? Because I know we discussed this little trick someone could do.
I asked Cursor. Let me check if my chat history is still here. It gave me a bunch of options.
I mean, I remember saying auth was one of them, right? Like, that's one thing, but that's too heavy for this app. I think it's over the top.
Oh yeah. So obviously you had the JWC thing, but oh no, I don't think it was this one. Was it this one? Oh, I also added ads, just because I wanted to learn how to add ads. It's really easy, but it takes a while to actually get approved. But yeah, I've added like 2 ad banners here, and then like there's some banners here in mobile. But yeah, it's literally just adding a script, and then you can see in the network tab, if I refresh, ads by Google here. And then yeah, you need to actually enable like your AdSense account, and then it takes like, I think it said 3 to 4 days to get approved. So yeah, obviously gonna make 0.0001 cents, but I think I just wanted to learn how to do that.
I see you have like an AdSense component. Can you show that? When I did ads, it's been a while, so I don't actually remember. It definitely didn't look that clean. Like, there's a whole component for it. Okay.
Yes, I watched the video on how to do it, and this was a really nice way. So there are 2 types of ads. You've got auto ads and then manual ads. So Google AdSense have like auto ads, where you literally if you just put the script into your, I think it's layout. Yeah. So if you just put, you're given this script from your Google AdSense, and you've got like your PID, and then you just literally copy and paste the script into the head tag. That's it. But instead, I just created it as a component, passed in the ID, and then on the layout, it's literally just the AdSense component and the ID, just so it looks cleaner. Now this creates the auto ads, and then I also created an ad banner. These are for the manual banners I wanted to add, because yeah, the auto ads are like, if I show you, I can actually just pull up Google AdSense now, so you can actually get a better idea. Right?
Oh yeah, it gives you like a preview of what the ad would look like, right?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, first you have to like do all this verification stuff, and then in here to verify it, it will check if you put the script in, and then you just press like verify, and it will look for that script, and then that's all verified. And then you need to also add an ads.txt file. It kind of just tells you what to do. You just paste it and you create that. And then yeah, as you can see, it says getting ready, because it takes about 2 to 4 weeks before your site is ready for ads. But if I show you guys the auto ads here, it will show you. It will give you a preview. I think it's this. Yeah, here. So you can see in mobile view, for example, you'll see, yeah, so it'll be like add banner here and add banner here, which is fine. And then in desktop, there's a banner here, and then that's it, and a banner here. But obviously, I wanted a banner here, left and right. So in that case, I'll enable auto ads, but then I'll also add a manual banner ad. So this is how you do that. So also in here, you need to go in here, you click buy ad unit, and you click display ad, and then you'll get this like ID for this manual ad, and you can see mine ends in 514, and you can see here, is it this one? Oh no, this is for the other script tag. And then you just put in the ad banner and literally style it as if it's like a div essentially. Yeah, like you literally put styling on it so that it's on the left and then on the right.
I see you've got it hidden on mobile basically because there's no space.
Yeah, so literally if I open up Shredle, so I think I should be able to, if I refresh it, you can kind of see in dark online mode that it would be like a white banner. Oh, I have Google Adblock. Hold on, let me pause.
Oh, we need to turn off our adblock then, huh?
Yeah, wait. You should be able to see like a white box. If I open up incognito, maybe. 1 sec. Maybe it's not showing up. But yeah, it's literally just a div.
Gotcha.
And then as I like, once I go into like, I think about this resolution, it's like goes invisible. So yeah, I've got it hidden on mobile. But yeah, very very easy process to enable. So yeah, that's it. Shredle's gone to bed now. I'm gonna check. So these were the overall stats I was able to get. I didn't market it or do anything that crazy, but just through friends and family, we got a decent amount of page views, and it's a nice little fun project. I've been asked about it in my interviews, and some interviewers have been happy and they get a nice big smile on their face when they see it. My manager was really excited when he saw it.
Awesome.
Yeah, like my coworkers, even though like I'm not actually doing that much at work, they're happy that like, you know, they're seeing me like actually still work on other stuff, and that's a good thing. And then last thing with Shredle, I want to show you guys is the open graph. Yeah, here.
Damn.
You change your icon, huh?
Oh yeah, this was gonna be. I just made this quickly. Oh, this is also. I'll talk about this in just a second as well. Actually.
Oh.
That's
So yeah, this is GPT generated, and yeah, this is the open graph picture. Basically, when you share it on Twitter, for example, this is what Shredder will look like. And yeah, you can see Discord, WhatsApp, and whatnot. I think it was a really good idea. Like, it's trying to make like a viral app and like. Showing what Shredle looks like. I think that's a cool idea. And then yeah, so then outside of Shredle, wanting to kind of make like having like a digital presence, like an online presence. So Sadiq.digital, and then I just like this emoji. The real reason is because this was just the quickest like branding I can just make in like 5 seconds. So I literally just opened Photoshop, I copy and pasted the emoji, and put like a peachy background. And then I did the same thing with the YouTube channel. And then yeah, filmed some videos. So I've got like 2 videos already I've created. I just want to put some gameplay footage over it, and then just start like scheduling uploads. Probably if I can make like, honestly, it took me you know an hour to script like 2 videos. So if I can like make like 10 videos and then like schedule like at least like one or 2 videos a week, and that having that consistency will really help like getting things off the ground. And then yeah, hopefully it can like start to have like a digital presence.
Lovely job,
next, Ali?
Nah, you can go ahead, bro. Go for it.
Okay, thank you. Okay. You know me, working away. We got the Netlify open, so I finished up.
What is this browser? Can you tell us a little bit about the browser you're using?
All right, bro. This is Brave. I switched over like 2 days ago because I needed a new browser on my Mac. Because my brother had Safari, I was like, I'm not using this shit. Right, we try Brave. So we
what about the developer tools on this? Like when you press F12, is this good? Have you tried it out much?
It's Chrome.
Oh, it's literally the Chrome one. Fair enough.
It's a Chromium browser. Yeah,
okay.
Browser, so it just makes sense.
Everyone said that Brave is like the browser to use for web dev, apparently.
I mean, I only know. I didn't even like. I literally had two candidates. One was like it was either, I think it was Zen. One was Zen, and apparently people don't like this browser, because apparently this is like Mozilla based,
Okay.
and
What was the
it's
what
not
was
very
anti
performant.
anti Chrome?
What do you mean anti-Chrome?
Why don't you want to use Google Chrome?
I am using this. So Chrome, just the ad block went away and whatever.
Yeah.
And I didn't particularly not want to use Chrome. It was just like I wanted to see what all the hype was about all these browsers and stuff.
Low-key, I'm down to try Brave. Like, if I run into issues more with Chrome regarding the ad block, I will probably switch over.
Yeah, Brave has like a built-in ad block. You can get Chrome ad block. Apparently, it's like very private. I don't really know what that means, but apparently they like sell minimal of your data. Like they don't do much data collection, that kind of thing. So personally, I do not care as long as it's like I don't notice a huge difference. I would just keep using it. Like I've just brain off downloaded it. If it works, it works. You know what I mean? Dev tools are the same. Nothing crazy is going on, right? So I'm happy with it. But yeah, I mean, this was the other option. It's a Firefox based one.
Reminds me of Arc browser, if you've seen that.
I have seen Arc, yeah. I mean, pick your poison. You know, this is all like very deep tech bro stuff. Like, I don't think it matters. You know, I don't think it's that.
Let's see the projects.
So I finished off my previous project, which was this little Wordle inspired thing. So I'm doing my course. This was one of the projects. We finished it off. There's a couple little bugs, but you know what? I cannot be bothered to like spend too long on these because I just want to progress in my course. So this is the next one. It is a card game. I'm currently learning how to like use APIs properly, and so we're doing that. But the thing with the course is it does it all in vanilla JavaScript because I've been skipping around. Let me see if I can pull this up. Just to let you guys know how this course works. Let me sign in. Bada boom. Boom. Okay, I'm signed in. Front end path. So I got to about here. And then Ali was like, yeah,
100% completion. Holy shit.
Ali said, this stuff is all pointless. Go to React. So I did that. And now we're back at APIs.
Wait, which part did I say is pointless? Sorry.
You said, like, don't do responsive design. Don't do UI design.
Why does it say 100% complete then, if you haven't done it?
React?
No, the responsive design part.
I just marked it as done.
Okay.
Like, I could just do this now. Boom. Because, let's be honest, I know how this stuff works.
Okay.
I'll maybe watch these. Some of this sounds sort of interesting, so I'm down to.
Low key, go back to some of these. Like, it looks like this is more specific to getting an actual job because there's one called Getting Hired. So maybe these other ones like code review, But for now, for your projects, you probably don't need that right now.
I will definitely be good, like finishing this because it gives you a certificate, which is just code. Like it's just tough to get a certificate, right? Why wouldn't you? If you're getting one, might as well. So yeah. Anyway, the project was make a card game. There's this API they give you to just use, which just returns cards and stuff and a deck of cards. And so the way I did it was I went and I was like, I want to actually learn stuff that's relevant to me. So going back and doing vanilla JavaScript, doing document get element by ID, that's not happening. We are not doing that. And so I basically interpreted these projects into React and especially TypeScript because I did like a little deep dive into TypeScript because I thought it was cool.
Amazing.
And so I've just basically all of this stuff is actually written in like actual JavaScript. What's going on? Oh, I need to.
Wow, so you couldn't even copy it if you wanted to. You had to rewrite everything in React and TypeScript. To rewrite
everything. Yeah, look at this. I can't even compare if my code is good.
That's sick.
And I obviously, as you can see, we made some improvements in the UI. This, and look at this. Come on, like let's be honest. And yeah, so you play the game. It sets up a deck, and you can basically play this little game. Obviously, I do know that the UI is kind of lacking. Like it's hard to see exactly what's going on. The point is not to build the perfect UI. The point is to build code that works. And the second objective was I really like having good code. Like I want to just adhere to best practices as much as I can. And so I'm very critical of like, is my component tree good, or do I need to refactor stuff? And so I think the main hindrance I was hitting in this project wasn't actually implementing the logic, because it was very easy, right? It's like, you know, you get a card back, you get an object, it tells you what the value of the card is. You write a bit of logic to determine, you know, which card is bigger, and boom, that's the game logic sorted, you know? It was more about, where do I store the game logic? What am I rendering? Do I need a component for this stuff? Do I need a component for this stuff?
I remember you even asking me like, oh, is this going to cause extra re-renders, and trying to optimize for those.
Yeah. So I wanted like somewhat of a performant app as well. So, you know, I was trying to like only use state where I need to use it. Can I derive a certain outcome from state?
You also ran into the exact same issue Sadak ran into with the images, remember?
The images, yeah. So I remember I was getting these in, and what was happening was, when you clicked draw new card, it would like basically get a new card in that instant, and then it would have to load in. And so sometimes you'd get this card loading in before this one, which is really awkward, right? You click something and it takes ages to load. So I remember you guys talking about this actually as well. So I was like, I don't know how I can do this. I hit up Ali. Ali, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, was like, bro.
Oh, Sadak, bro, he's done it. He looked into this way more than me.
Ali was like, bro, just import all the cards when the app loads.
That's what Sadak did. I got that trick from him.
You know? So, I mean, I see why you wouldn't want to do this, but it works, and I'm not doing some crazy app, so boom, you know, we got to go in.
How was your experience with TypeScript?
So at first, I was like, what the hell is going on? You know, if I'm passing stuff into a prop, I was like, what is going on? Why do I need to do all this? So ChatGPT actually came in clutch, and I would ask it like, yo, why do I need to declare this type and have it, and then, you know what I mean? Why can't I just tell it what game result is? Apparently that's not how it works. You have to define the type of the props going in. And
it's a bit more extra effort, right? But it gives you the safety when you're actually using the props, right?
I actually love TypeScript. Like I literally cannot fathom a world where I don't.
Damn, respect.
Like,
same.
It's actually so nice, because when I make an error, it's so much easier when I go in the console to know where my error is. Like, I know it's a logic error, and then it just means like, oh, it's a logic error. Let me just go into this component and just do step-by-step debugging. You know what I mean? I don't need to go and check the dots. I don't need to check if something is null. I don't need to check if it's returning something funky. I know what's going on. You know what I mean? And it also helps me write cleaner code, because it's like, you know, if something is being unused, it's like, you know, factor that in and return out from a function before. You know what I mean? Right. All that stuff. So I quite like it. I think it's cool. It sort of introduced me to like what the difference is between like loosely typed and strongly typed. So I think that's pretty cool. And yeah, a lot of this project was like, cool, let me do this component structure, and then I go down the line, I build it out, and then I hit a feature. I'm like, wait, I need data that is existing in a component, but I actually need, so like, just for example, a lot of these fetches actually lived in like these components, and then I realized, oh, actually there's like a sibling component to one of these that needs this data, so I move it back up into a parent component, or it was like declaring state in something and then realizing like technically the state only needs to be used here, but then I've introduced another thing that also needs the state. And at first what I tried to do was, if let's say I've got state in a lower level component, I can't, if I want like the styling to be right and easy and simple, I can't just call another component inside here. I actually have to move this state back out and then call that component back here. So some of the things, like I was trying to call like.
Do you remember the name for this thing where you had to move the state to the root kind of, and then pass it back down? Remember there was like a term for it, and yeah, exactly, yeah, prop drilling, and then do you remember we were talking about like the alternative to that as well?
Yeah,
like,
that's context.
Exactly.
The context API. Yeah. So I mean,
bro knows his shit now. That's not in an interview.
Yeah.
You're so set.
Yeah,
I would love to just like, I just love finding stuff outside of the scope of the course and just trying to like, because you're like learning one thing and then you're like, let me throw this into the mix. You know? So this course is all about using an API, writing vanilla JavaScript, and I took on the challenge of writing in TypeScript and React, and also I went back and I was like, you know what, I'm not writing CSS anymore. We're doing Tailwind now.
Nice.
So all my projects are Tailwind. Now I will admit I don't write most of this tailwind
Yeah.
is ChatGPT. But you know, here and there, I'll go in there and be like, right, let's fix up these gaps. Let's fix up this stuff.
Gotcha.
Let's make it more user friendly. And one thing I wanted also was to make this a mobile friendly app. So I spent all my dev time, or like 95% of it, in mobile mode and just checking out, okay, does it look good here? I mean, on a small. You already know, son. Come on.
Let's go.
You know what I mean? So we had it in there. We even had it in tablet mode for here and there. You know what I mean? We threw that. We threw in that Nest Hub.
All those tablet users that are gonna be on here. On the Nest Hub? Who the fuck's opening this shit on a Nest Hub? I want to see that. If we ever find a Nest Hub that you can open up the browser,
I'm
we need
opening
to.
it up, bro. Well, I'm going into like Apple stores and just leaving this open.
What even is a Nest Hub, bro? I'm searching that up.
One thing I noticed that when I'm in Chrome iPhone 14 and then when I actually deploy and open up on my iPhone 15, it actually looks very different.
Really?
Yeah, because like for example, how can I explain? If you open up, because it's on Safari. Safari is different to Chrome.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
So that's just been my personal experience that like I feel like So I showed you that issue that I have with the Safari, the overflow. So if you'll see like if you open up Shredle on your phone, there's like a white. If you can scroll out of Safari, but you can't do that on Chrome. And so.
What do you mean? Do you mean like if you scroll up and down? Yeah, I do. Do you mean like?
You see how it's white? You see how it's
Yeah,
white?
yeah.
So like, there's a way to fix that on the Safari mobile. I think it's even the same on like Safari desktop as well. But yeah, I think that's something to keep in mind.
Low-key run into that at actual work, believe it or not. The initial load color of a page was an issue because it was like dark mode. It was a dark mode app. When the page initially loads, it's this white flashbang that occurs. So people wanted that to be changed.
Yeah, I actually noticed that, and I was like, I just can't be bothered. Fix it. Like,
is it the same thing that I meant? Is it Ali? Is it because of like at what point you're checking the theme?
Yeah, that's definitely a big part of it. It's essentially like when the page is requesting, like when the browser is requesting the page, it doesn't know what color to show you, right? Like, how does it know what the URL is intending to be? It only knows that after it gets its first response. So until that first response comes, it has no choice but to just show like a default color. Most browsers by default are just going to show white, and so actually there is no actual way to override that. Like if your browser's theme, like if you had a dark theme browser, it will show black. If you have a light theme browser, it will show white. However, once the page does load, you can then make your website change what that color is. That's only once your page is actually loaded. So like even though we ended up fixing it for our product, like our app, we made it so that you can set the theme, but that's only once our page is loaded, it will set it to like dark mode. But the issue is like the app that our app was being embedded in, like their browser, the customer's browser was still in light mode, so they'd still see a white flashbang unless they change their browser to dark mode. Like that's just on them to do. Like we can't do anything about that.
You mean this thing, right? When you like the minute you click.
Yeah, pretty much that. Yeah, or like if you just go to like google.com, like that little flash that happens at the start. Like it's hard to show. Yeah, but it's essentially like the browser literally doesn't even know what page is going to show up yet. It hasn't gotten any information yet.
Okay.
This is also an interview question I've had in the past, which is just like what happens when you type a URL into a website, right? Like that's a real question.
Boom, there we go. I had it there. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can't change that, like no matter what you do.
You can change your browser to like dark mode or light mode. That's the way, because that just determines what your browser shows while it's waiting for the first response. You can think of it like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, actually.
Awesome. So yeah, you said you learned Fetch from this project. I learned
So I learned the fetch and then in this, like the last lesson in this was to actually use async function and await.
Yeah.
And so now in the next thing I'm doing, it still uses fetch. Like he mentions that we're still going to use fetch, but I'm now then rewriting everything in await and then try and catch and all of that.
Amazing. Yeah, because like one thing here that
the difference. I was going to ask if you knew the difference. Or like, why would you want to use async await over fetch and then?
I think so all I know is it more closely resembles what asynchronous code looks like, even though JavaScript is not asynchronous. That's all I know, like,
Yeah.
of why you would want to use it.
Yeah, that's
To
definitely
me, it
part
just
of
looks
it.
cleaner.
Yeah, I think a big part is it just looks cleaner. It also, yeah, you can also work with the. So these are called promises. I don't know how much your course went into it, but yeah, fetch is a type of promise. Promises are things that are asynchronous, where like the request is happening in the background, and then once a response is ready, it comes back. The dot then is triggered when the promise resolves. But if you do await, it won't go to the next line of code. You can think of it like that. It won't go to the next line of code until that promise has resolved. Or sometimes you don't want to await a promise as well, or sometimes you have multiple promises that you want to kick off all at the same time and get the responses at once. Blah blah blah. But yeah, no, definitely, I think that's a cool like next step is to understand async, await, and develop this API usage.
Has your course covered callback hell?
I've not called callback no.
Can't.
All I know. Do you mean like like chaining callbacks and having like a callback within a callback within a callback? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, basically, there's something called callback hell. I think it's also got another name, and basically, it's like when you're fetching data, and then you'll have like a callback to execute the code after that, after it like basically finishes. But then what might end up happening is that you keep like having nested callbacks within a callback within a callback, and then it ends up being very like unreadable.
Yeah.
And so then async await essentially will allow that to not happen, because you'll have like you'll have it in like a separate code block rather than it being like nested callbacks essentially. So that's basically what I was going to talk about, why like it's nicer to write async await. It'll solve that problem, callback hell.
Yeah. No, I like immediately just when I saw it, I was like, wow, this looks so much nicer than .then, you know. Yeah, having the logic in its own block, it's just more intuitive as well. Like, cool, wait for this to happen, and then once both of these things have resolved, or like, you know, you've got your promise, boom, do this with it. That makes sense. So, no, it is lit, you know.
Come on.
Next thing. So everything so far is like really just motivating me to like push this project. This feels like something I actually want to really flesh out, because it would be something that I would use, and so I want to add my feature. I don't know if I think I've told you guys. The thing I want to really center this around is the ability to take a picture of your fridge and have the AI basically recognize what's in there and recommend your recipe, because I feel like that's something people would actually use. So I don't know how far I'd be able to take it as an idea, but I just think it's something that I would definitely have a lot of fun building and using myself, and that's all I really care about, to be honest, at the end of the day, for now at least.
Amazing.
I'm not looking to build like the perfect project, just something that's fun.
Sadok wants to do a similar thing as well with like images of food and stuff. Like, it's a very common AI use case. Maybe we should do. I know we do like the LeetCode sessions. Maybe we should do one where we just go over some AI things, because I don't think either of you have tried out the LLM APIs, like OpenAI and all of that. They're really impressive and like fun to work with, honestly. Like, but I think Hash, you've got all the perfect prerequisites. Like, I remember you made this app a while ago. Maybe the next time you just restart the app. So you make it with TypeScript, make it with React, make it with...
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
The plan is, next plan is to like just finish off this last bit, which is covering promise rejection. I'm almost done. Like, I was banging it out at my my grand aunt's house. I'm almost done.
Amazing.
The next thing is like learn Express, and learn like how to build a backend, hide my environment variables, hide my API key, all of that stuff. Have some logic shifted over to the server side, because that seems interesting. And then I think I'm basically ready to just rebuild this. You know, I would be very happy to just go and very easily would just be able to rebuild this. Also, one thing I really like about this app, and I think is like very cool, is the way that it uses a form here. And I remember when I was going through this bit, the guy was saying like, you know, React 19 reintroduced forms, blah blah blah. It made it so much more chill to like work with, form submission, all of that stuff. And so yeah, I mean, I'll probably end up going through, you know, React forms, and I feel like that's, to me at least, seems quite important. So yeah,
amazing.
The plan is to build this out, rebuild this out.
Look forward to seeing it, Coach. Very nice. You've been locked in as hell, bro. I can't lie. Awesome to see.
Oh, bro, I've been going crazy. I was banging out like at my thingy's house.
Bro, it sounds like you're
My,
proper enjoying it. Like it's just like
It's so
you
fun.
you can tell like the skill. It's like when I was getting into the gym where I was just like, oh, this is just the shit I want to do every day.
I'm thinking about it all the time.
Yeah, I feel that.
All the time. Yeah. When I'm not doing it, like if I take a day or two off, I feel bad, bro. I'm like, yo, what's going on? You know?
Alrighty. So I didn't do too much. Like I didn't do a new project. Like yeah, I didn't really kick off a whole new project. But I'll show you some of the stuff that I've been working on. So I actually wanted to show one of the things I actually worked on was my personal website. I haven't touched this in ages, but I'm actually going to show you like a before and after. So the cool thing with Vercel is it has every commit you've done. It does deployment for you. So I can go back to the exact app I had 160 days ago and compare that to my current app. So that's basically what I'm going to do for now is just like show you before and after. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So this is the new. This is the before. This is what it looked like. This is the new app. Very small changes for the footer and stuff. But it's subtle changes. But I like how I changed this. Footer's a little bit cleaner as well. Yeah, it was a bit ugly. I also got some new domains. So like I own zaini.studio now as well. So that's my preferred one. My app again. I wrote this a long time ago. This is one of my earlier projects. So this is actually all written in JavaScript. This isn't in TypeScript. And I'm also using a lot of Trucker UI. Again, this is before I knew about Tailwind CSS. This is also using a very old version of Next. Just everything here is ancient. You can think of it like that. You'll see even when I refresh the page, it's actually really bad. Like, okay, maybe not in that case, but if you see there's like that white flash that happens.
Yeah.
That's also the theme thing where like it doesn't know about the theme. Or like you see it goes dark mode and then it goes light mode. Again, that's just like the theme thing. But other than that, like the app, this page is like basically the same as before. Not really any changes. Light mode and dark mode are the exact same. One subtle one you'll see is my old light mode had this line at the bottom. Now it no longer has that, so that's been like fixed.
Okay.
Cool. I'll go back to dark mode because we all prefer that. Then the next one is like my projects page. So this is what it used to look like. It used to just be a long list of projects. I'll be honest, it just kind of looks a bit ugly. I mean, it was cool to just see all the projects, but it was kind of ugly. So the new design I've gone for is this mosaic design. So the top bar looks a little different. If you see the top, it looks a bit cleaner. And now it's just a mosaic of all my projects. And then when you click on a project, it then shows you the details. So I think this is a little cleaner. It's also mobile responsive. So if I go to like a mobile thing and I close it, you get the list of projects. You click on the project, and then it just gives you the details. And if there's multiple pictures, let's go to one that has multiple pictures. It gives you like, yeah, you can click on here to like view the other pictures and stuff like that. Yeah, and then again, yeah, the header at the top is changed as well.
What's third tier that you've combined the project?
Again, I haven't updated the actual content on my website. So back when I initially made this, there was only FIFA and UFC. Sorry, an F1. And this website used to be called thirdtier.com. So I don't know if it's going to load or not. Oh yeah, it is. So I then eventually renamed it to f1.link the players, but this website used to be called I think the image here is broken as well. But this website used to be called thirdtier.com. I didn't want two domains, so I stopped using it. Yeah.
Solid, man.
Yeah, just got like all these little pictures and stuff. Yeah, that's the projects page. Then we go to experiences. So again, this is what it like used to look like. So the pictures are kind of hard to read in some of these. The new one is very similar, to be honest. It's still kind of hard to read. Vibe coded a lot of this. It's just a little bit cleaner, nothing crazy, to be honest. Just like a slight change. Sweet. Then we'll go to resume. So previously, when you go to my resume, it just goes straight to the actual resume. Now, when you go to resume, it's its own page, so it's now embedded. And the reason why I did this is because, like Sadaf was mentioning, like we're going to be working on like some video content and stuff like that. And for that stuff, I kind of want to have different pages to take people to and have resources. So this one, I'm going to probably have like a link to download a template where you can edit it to make your own CV and things like that. So yeah, like with those videos, I really want to have a lot of resources. I want it to be a thing like my videos, you actually get something out of them. Cool. So yeah, that's the resume, and then education is very similar to the other one, just it's changed to this now instead. The blog got a little bit of an upgrade as well. So yeah, used to look like this. The text is kind of hard to read, especially the date. And then now it looks like this. Things are a lot cleaner. The blogs, I also fixed some things with them. So if I go to, I think like this leetcode question. Yeah, so it used to look like this. Like this is the code snippet. Now the code snippet looks like this, a bit easier to read. I could still improve this further by doing like code highlighting for Python, but I just didn't bother with it for now. But yeah, just generally speaking, I would say like it just looks better, right? Like it's subtly better, but it is definitely better.
Definitely.
Okay. Cool. Final piece is the contacts. So before my contact was just get in touch. Now it actually has like these little things.
That's cold.
That's nice. Yeah.
The other thing that I've been working on is like the content stuff. So YouTube just got like some videos I've now made public, like this resume app that I made a while ago, like a little demo of how that works. This project is dead, to be honest. Like I don't actually work on it, but yeah, just like made the video for it public so people can see like I actually do shit. And then I'll be uploading a lot more videos here and on Insta and like a few other places. Still editing those videos, but yeah, I'm quite excited to just like produce content and then being able to share it and stuff. And the final thing that I really worked on was zaini.studio. So this is a thing that I want to do eventually, which is like sort of like a design agency or like web agency where I'll build web and mobile MVPs for people. Specifically focusing on MVPs because you'll see I'm kind of reusing this thing where like you select the project and then it shows you details about it. But yeah, like this is what this website looks like. Still design is in progress, but yeah, it kind of works. Shows that I'm unavailable for work right now and so on.
I think that's really nice. I think it's a really good idea as well.
Yeah. Still work in progress though. And then the other thing is like a few grant keeper things in the background, nothing crazy. There's the like just talking for people like regarding the business. I think I showed this last demo day though, right? The Ghibli shop, or did I make that after it?
This was
okay. So this is like one other project that I made was a Ghibli shop. Basically, ChatGPT released the API for generating images, so we made an app for it. Part of this, so I made this with a friend, and we also worked on like an API for this. So I can show you. So it doesn't actually have an API, but we made our own like thing for it. So yeah, we spun this up. We just vibe coded it. I made like a PR to like, I think it's called head mode or whatever. And like, was there a commit for it as well?
The commit was called the slop.
But yeah, vibe coded the slop. Yeah, it's just a bunch of shit, but it worked. Like this is how it works roughly. The video is really bad quality. Holy shit! But like,
you can add a video so you get.
Yeah, but you'll see it opens up a browser and like the bot is doing these clicks for us. So it opens up ChatGPT and it pastes a picture in and types in the prompt for us. So I'm not actually doing anything. It's doing all of this for me. I'm just going to resize it here, but like it typed that stuff in and it pasted the picture and does everything for us. So it's pretty it's just automated it. Yeah, because previously I was doing this manually, right? But now we're trying to automate it a little bit. Until they release an API, then that just makes our lives way easier. Yeah.
Any more orders on that?
We got like a couple more orders. Again, like you were talking about how imagine you had 30,000 subscribers, you could just share a project to, and you'll just get some small percentage of them using it. That's exactly the case here. Like me and my friend made this. We shared it with our friends and family and so on, and we just got a couple orders. And then also they shared it to some other people. So we got a few random orders as well. I'd say maybe like half of them are people we know, the other half are just complete randoms. But you take those, right? That's how you start out, and then once you actually have an audience, you can use them to share the rest of your projects. You know? But yeah, that's all mine, bro. I think that's a wrap for demo day. In terms of what's next, I need to just lock in. I had too many projects going on, so I actually cancelled a lot of projects I was working on. Just said no to a lot of people, and now I'm focused on specifically just a lot more grant keeper stuff, and just my regular day job. I need to be locked in on that. So yeah, focusing a lot on that as well. And yeah, we'll see where Groundkeeper goes, and then if I have to pivot to like a new project.
I hear that.
Ooh. It's a shame no one else joined us for demo day this time, but I think next demo days, by the way, I plan on doing them on the localhost server instead, like opening it up to the public and just having random people join. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
I like that idea. And it was a stacked demo day, to be fair. So I mean, you had like 3 projects done in 2 weeks.
Nah, they were like smaller stuff. I think it's because we gave ourselves a lot of time between the demo days this time. But
bro blew my shit out of the water, bro.
Nah, what do you mean?
Yo, I made a little card game. I made
What?
84 projects.
Bro, no, this website was already done, so it's like nothing. It's just like yeah, Cursor did most of it. Let's be real, all right? You already know
I built
how
an
it be.
API.
I got Cursor open 24/7, bro. Like you can literally see me chatting to it to like improve the
Alright,
footer
bro.
and
Where,
stuff.
like, let's be honest. We know that you have a PDF to resolve Pakistani's IMF loan situation.
Exactly.
Just put that in there, blue too, bro. You don't
Nah,
have to be
I don't.
humble and
That
hide
one,
it,
I'm
bro.
gonna be personally involved with the resolution. I don't want AI to resolve that conflict. Yeah.